Let's close the eyes and we'll find a nice, comfortable sitting posture. Just become aware of the spine, trying to maintain a good, tall, vertical spine. The head, neck, trunk in nice alignment. Feel the lengthening of the spine, pull the neck up, tailbone down. Just make any adjustments to your position, move around, wiggle around, make sure you are comfortable, relaxed. Feel the buttocks resting very nicely, comfortably on the ground. Just become aware of the support provided by the ground. Hands resting comfortably on your knees or your thighs. Lift the shoulders up toward the ears, roll them back, and let them hang loose. Very comfortable. Arms, shoulders. Relax the neck muscles and do a few gentle movements with the neck. Up and down, side to side. Gentle. This should help us loosen any gentle tightness that you might have in the neck. Do some circles. Any movement, but keep it gentle, soft. And finally, we'll bring the head back to the center, chin position slightly below the horizontal level. Nice alignment. Neck should feel very relaxed. Soften the facial muscle, the facial skin should feel soft. That's the forehead area. Eyelids, eyebrows, very relaxed. Relax the jaws. And begin to watch your breath as you breathe in and out. Observe the flow at the tip of the nose. Monitoring the flow. And just to enhance our breath awareness, we're going to shift the awareness to the abdominal area. Again, continue with your natural rhythm. No effort to control or modify the natural rhythm. Just feel if you can identify any movement in the abdominal area. As you breathe in, as you breathe out. And now we're going to take, consciously, we're going to take 3 deep breaths now. So this time, we're going to consciously push the diaphragm down when you inhale, so the belly will fill out like a balloon. When you inhale, 3 deep breaths into the abdominal area, diaphragmatic breaths. Incoming air going into the deepest part of the lungs, filling the belly out. Finish the final exhalation. Once again, bring your awareness back to your breath and get back to your natural rhythm of breathing now. Regular breaths. Feel the flow at the tip of the nose for another 2 or 3 breaths. Let's recite Om now 3 times. Inhale. Softly open the eyes now. Namaste and welcome. Welcome everyone. Day number 18 of this journey together for 21 days. And continuing on for a long time, hopefully lifelong, so we can understand our true identity. The phrase used by Patanjali is Tada drashtuhu swarupe vasthanam. Swarupa, swa means your own self, rupa is the nature, form. What is your true nature? And you can get there when we learn how to calm the mind. That's the idea. Okay. Just to kind of give you a brief way of looking at it, what is my true nature? If you say, think of it this way. We say that, okay, this is my hand, for example, right? This is my hand. This is my computer. This is my clothes, things like that. And when we say that, we're identifying 2 entities, right? One is the owner and the second is the owned. Okay, so if I say this is my computer, I'm saying that I'm the owner and I own this entity, right? If this is my hand, I'm the owner and hand is a separate entity, just like this computer, right? This is my pair of glasses or whatever, right? So we are identifying 2 entities, that's all I'm saying, right? So keep that in mind. So I have a body. When I say I have a body, that means I am the owner. And what do I own? This body, right? 2 separate entities. Keep that in mind, right? I have a mind. Mind is separate entity than who is the owner of that mind. I have a sharp intellect. So the intellect is a separate entity from whoever is the owner. Right? My age is 50 years. I'm just picking a number now. When I was 5 years old, I was only 4 feet tall. I was 4 feet tall. I. Now I'm 50 years old and I'm, 6 feet tall. I. That I is the same. That same I was 3 feet tall, now it's 6 feet tall. And I own this body, I own this mind, I own this intellect. I have to be something, it's an independent entity. So who is this I? That's all. That's the question, right? Who is this I who's claiming to have all these entities as possessions? All right. Okay. Thought for the day. All right. Let's do our eye exercises. Keep the head in the center, spine up, circular rotation. Do it very frequently. Look up to the ceiling. A large circle with the eyes, clockwise rotation. Large circles, so we can exercise the eye muscles. Stretching the eyes, full 360-degree rotation. And next time, bring the eyes to the top, center the eyes and close. Relax. Open the eyes, look up counterclockwise, full circle in the other direction. So again, as you bring the eyes to the top, center the eyes and close. Let's rub the palms now, briskly. Cover the eyes softly with the palm, relaxing the eyes. Gently rub the eyelids, eyebrows. Just a light massage around the eyes, forehead, sides, cheeks, neck and the throat. And relax. Release and softly open the eyes. So we have to start thinking in these terms that look, when I say I have a body or I have my hands or my hands are hurting, identifying two entities and two separate entities, which means I'm not the same as my body. I'm just saying that, right? If I have something, we are already separating two entities. How can I say I am the body? I'm not my mind. I'm already saying that I have a mind. They're not the same. So just a thought, I am angry. Can you say that I am angry? No. It's the emotion of anger that's happening in my mind. That's where it's happening. I'm not angry. It's an emotion that's happening in my mind because I'm separate from my mind. I already established that. They're two separate entities. Think of it that way. All right. Food for thought. All right. Let's get ready. Come up on your hands and knees. The shoulders, knees under the hips, spread the fingers wide. As you inhale, head up, tailbone up, hit the navel down, look up. Exhale, round the spine, lift the navel up, chin down. Keep going. Finish the next round, finish the exhalation. Spine back to the neutral position. Sit down for Kapalabhati. Vajrasana or any other asana that's comfortable. Audio. Okay. Let's go back to 80 breaths per minute. Keep it a little bit. Yesterday we did 85. Do 80 today again. Final sequence. 4-3. Expelling all the air, applying the 3 bandhas. Today, we'll do a practice which normally we call sukshma yoga. Sukshma, subtle. Okay. In this one, all we do simply is to we just work on the joints in the body, basically. Different parts of the body, different joints in the body. We will not do vinyasanas at all. Just focus on the joints today. All right. Let's stretch the legs out. Place the hands wherever they are comfortable. Let's work on the toes first. So curl the toes and pull the toes back. Just the toes, not the ankles yet. Just working on the toes first. Let's make a fist with the toes and pull them up. Just the toes. Pause. Now the full ankle. Point the toes all the way out in front and then pull the toes back in. Making a movement at the ankle joint. All the way. As far out in front and as far back as you can. Full stretch. Pause. Now, circular movement. Again, big circle, as big a circle as you can make. Pause. Other direction. Big circle. Pause here. Part. A little more work on the ankles. Just kind of flap the ankles around. Nice big flapping movement here. Opening up the ankle joints in different ways. And let's pause here. Relax for a moment now. On the knees, same move we did the other day. For the knees, with the foot up, hold the back of your thigh, create a little circular movement with the knees now. Large circle. Pause. Other direction. Sukshma yoga, subtle. Pause here. Stretch the leg straight, pull it in. Push the knee away, push the thigh into the hand, but hands are bringing the leg in. A little struggle between the hand and the thigh. And release now. The other side, working on the knees. Put the leg in, with the knee close to the chest, then make circles. Pick a direction, a few big circles, as big as you can make. Pause, other direction. Large circle. Just the knee, not the hip. Pause here. Stretch the leg straight. Push the knee away, heel away, point the toes back. Thigh pressing into the hands. Hands bring the leg in, closer to you. Push the thigh strongly into the hands. And then release. Relax. Alternate. Flap the knees, alternately. You could do it for a long time today. Just keep doing this, alternate. Striking the knees hard into the ground, back of the knees. Keep doing it. lot of improvement of the blood circulation in this area. Keep doing it. Alternate. Try to be hard. Pause. Both knees together now. Real hard. Take a stop. Lot of movement. Keep going. Hard. And let's pause now. Close the eyes for a moment. Just feel the sensations in the body. You may feel some tingling, you may feel some any strange feelings. See what feels, what comes up in the mind. You're comfortable cross leg position. Create little circular movements now at the waist hip area. And forward all the way. Press with one hand, go to the other side, tilt the head. Head also will move, okay? So when you're bending forward, the chin goes to the chest. When you go to the side, the neck, the head drops to the side. When you go back, the head goes back, tilt the head back. And then go to the other side, tilt the head to the other side. Create a full circle. Big circle. And next time you are in the forward bending position, pause there briefly, and then reverse the direction. Big circle. Tilt the head back when you go back. Drop the head to the sides when you're on the sides. And finally, when you're bending forward, pause there briefly, take a couple of extra breaths there. And then slowly come back up now. Relax. We'll do that little hip and knee rotation. You've done all these movements. You're focusing on the hips. So let's put the foot on top, get the fingers through the toes. And we're going to create a circle now at the hip joint. So push the knee away, down, pull it back, lift it up. Big circle, hip joint. Engaging the knee as well as the hip. Pause here, other direction. Knees, hips, thighs. Big circle. And let's pause here. Butterfly. Strike the knee to the ground if you can get to the ground. Strike it hard. Pause, switch sides. Put on top, thread the fingers through the toes, circle. So place the hand on your knee, hand on the knee, push it away, down, pull it back, lift it up. Circle. Pause here, other direction. And we'll pause. Oh, half butterfly. Okay, strike. Move firmly to the ground. Out of blood circulation, improving that. Yes. Okay, pause. Get ready for the full butterfly. This heels all the way against the groin area. Again, the intention would be to keep the knees close to the floor at your own pace. Now, you'll create your own pace, own movement. And if you can get the knees to the ground, again, try to strike the knees very firmly to the ground. If they get to the ground. If not, do the best you can. Make a sound if you can get the knees to the ground. Pick a speed that's comfortable for you. Go slow, fast, it doesn't matter. All right, let's pause here. For a moment. Sit comfortable cross leg now. As you know, I cannot sit cross leg, so I have to keep my legs stretched out. Now we work on the hands, arms, and shoulders, etc. So first, very simple shoulder movements from here itself. Lift them up, back, down, and in front. Nice, gentle rotation. Circle. Down, forward, up, and back. Put the gap into the shoulder blades. So you kind of opening the chest also when you bring them back. Nice movement. Full movement. Pause. Movement in the other direction now. And let's pause here. Relax for a moment. Few hand and wrist movements. Stretch the arms in front, palms facing each other. Spread the fingers wide. Okay. Make it tight fist with the hands. Tight. Open palms. Next time you make a fist, thumbs are in. Thumbs in. Tight. Open palms. One more time. Fists, thumb out. Open palms. Fist, thumbs inside. And palms. Relax for a moment. The arms again. Still keep the fingers together. All we're going to do is to Pull the palms away, all the way out, and bring them in. Out, in. All the way. Pause. Keep the palms facing each other. Up, down. Pause and relax now for a moment. Same movement with the palms facing down this time. Same movement, exact. Down, up, all the way. Loosening up all the joints in the body. That's the idea here. And pause, relax now. Same movement with the fists now. Fists tight. Same thing, exactly the same movement. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Pause. Out, in, out, in. Fists, tight fists. Pause and release now, relax. Next movements are for the shoulders, and you'll have to follow along with Murali. I cannot do these movements. My shoulders won't let me fold my elbows. So what you do is to stretch the arms out in front, palms facing up, and then you can just fold the elbows, keep the elbows straight. The elbows remain horizontal, the upper arms, okay? Or let me just show you what you will do because I need to use the bathroom. Okay, just pause briefly, Murali. This is the first movement, okay? What you're doing now, all right? Second movement will be the same thing from this angle now. Same thing, bring the elbows. Elbows will remain, this upper arm will remain horizontal. Okay, up, no, up on the, no. Up, arms out, palms facing up, all right? Palms facing up. And fold the elbows right here. Okay, same movement. And then from here, the third movement will be up and down. On the shoulders again, back. Yes. So 3 movements, and I'll be right back. Follow along with Murali. One movement about 6, 7 times. One movement, this one, and then the other 6 to 7 times. You're done? Yeah. Okay. Continue with some neck movements now. We do the neck movements at the beginning of the class every day, but this time a little more formal, structured movements. So sit comfortable, any posture. As you exhale, lower the chin down to the chest all the way. As you inhale, lift the head up, tilt it back, point the chin up to the ceiling. 2 more rounds. Exhale, chin down to the chest, sternum area. Inhale, chin pointing up to the ceiling, head tilted back all the way. One more. And finally, bring the head back to the center now. And now we'll turn the neck to the sides. So as you turn the neck over to the right side, all the way out to the side. And then come back to the center as you exhale. Go to the other side. Continue for 2 more rounds on each side. Inhale on one side, exhale on the other side. Gentle movement. These are very important to maintain good, gentle movements. When you finish 3 rounds, bring the head back to the center. Pause briefly. Next movement will be to drop the ear on top of the corresponding shoulder. So drop the right ear on the right shoulder. And come back to the center. Opposite. Drop the left ear on top of the left shoulder. Shoulders are hanging loose. Do this 3 times total. 3 times on each side. Finally, bring the head back to the center. Whenever you're done, we'll combine all these 3 movements into a single rotational movement. So we're going to start by lowering the chin down to the chest. Start turning the neck to the right. Drop the right ear on top of the right shoulder. Tilt the head back. Point the chin up. Then go back to the left side. Drop the ear onto the left shoulder, and then the chin to the chest. Same movement 3 times in one direction. And 3 in the other direction. Make sure your movements are smooth and gentle. Neck muscles are tender. You don't want to overdo these things. 3 rounds in one direction, 3 in the other. When you are done with the final sequence, bring the head back to the center, relaxed, natural breathing now. Neck, shoulders. We call sukshma yoga, subtle. What we're doing here is, engaging the joints. When we move these joints in different ways, obviously, you're improving blood circulation in the joints that way. Their fluidity is maintained. Many times, we get into problems because, the fluids that are in the joints, it dries up. A lot of people have, everyone will eventually have some issues with the knees, hips, and shoulders and all that, And it's all because that lubrication dries up. And then bones start touching each other, and that's when you get all kinds of problems. And I'm sure every one of us knows people who have had hip replacement or knee replacement surgery. This is fairly common. A lot of people do that. Lack of mobility, I would say, is the main cause. Of course, diet has a lot to do with all this. Lack of mobility, lack of exercise. Keep in mind, I always like to say diet plays a big role in your joints, because if you have improper diet, right, what does that do? We have these toxins, right? What is toxins in a physical way? Chemicals, right? These are the chemicals that get deposited in your joints, and they impair your mobility. These chemical toxins. And so diet has a big role to play in either hampering your flexibility or improving your flexibility because of the toxins. There are more toxins, less flexibility. Fewer toxins, more flexibility. Better blood flow. Everything improves. So keep all these things in mind.
You wanted to talk about diet also, right? In one of the classes, you said you wanted to talk about diet.
We should talk about diet. I don't know when we'll do that.
Probably Saturday, Sunday. You can
Saturday, maybe.
few minutes extra.
Maybe Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's work on that. All right, let's come to a standing position. Feet slightly apart, comfortable. Keep the body nice and tall. All we'll do is to come up on the toes, lift the heels up, all the way up. And get down, lift the toes up now. You're on the heels now. So do this 2 or 3 more times. Heels all the way up, and then toes all the way up. Pause. Come close to the top of the mat all the way up. Come up on your toes and walk to the back of the mat on your toes. All the way back to the back of the mat, then come up on your heels, walk to the front now, on your heels. One more time. On your toes, walk backwards. On your heels, walk forward. Pause. Turn the feet sideways. So walk in the side of the foot now. Walk backwards. And turn the feet to the other side. Walk forward. It's a little awkward here. So the side outside of the feet are lifted up. And then back. Pause briefly here. Work on the right toes now. So lift the foot up. Put the top of the toes on the floor and press it down. This is a stretch we almost never do. So this feels a little weird. The other set of toes. Press it down. Feel that stretch. Little knee movement. So keep the feet together. Bend the knees, palms on the knees. Rotation. We've done this before. Just nice rotation at the knee joint. Keep the knees bent throughout. Don't stretch them straight. Make a nice rotation. Pause, other direction. And then pause. Come back. Relax now. Do that. The hula hoop move. Place the hand on your waist. Nice big circle at the joint here. Sukshma yoga. Excellent for working on blood circulation, improving the joint mobility. Pause, other direction. Let's pause here. Relax for a moment now. You will sit down, comfortable in the posture. Do some exercise for the facial muscles now. So we're going to start with curling the tongue and press it against the upper lip. And then create a circle with the tongue up with the tip of the tongue. Big circle. Tip of the tongue creating a big circle inside. Pause. Reverse the direction. Pause and relax now. You have to open the mouth wide open, real wide. And then close the mouth and clench the teeth real tight. Clench the teeth real tight. Open the mouth wide open. Tight teeth now. Clench the teeth real tight. One more time. Wide open mouth. Close the mouth. Shut the mouth. Teeth. And relax now. Just puff the cheeks out. Right? And suck the cheeks all the way back in. One more time. Puff them out. Suck them back in. And relax. You make like the prune face now. Kind of squeeze everything toward the nose. Prune face. And relax. Pause. Work on the eyes. Open the eyes real wide. Keep looking straight ahead first. Eyes wide open. Shut them real tight. Real tight. Eyes. Eyes wide open. This time look to the ceiling while the eyes are wide open. All the way up. Wide open. To the floor, with the eyes still wide open. Back to the center, wide open. Once again, shut the eyes real tight. Open the eyes wide. Look to the right side with the eyes wide open. To the left side with the eyes wide open. Into the center. Look at the tip of the nose now. Eyes are open wide. Tip of the nose. Back to the center. Close the eyes shut. Tight. And relax now. Facial muscles. You can call it facial yoga. Okay. Let's do one asana. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Spinal twist. Let's do that. Legs are in front. The right knee on the outside. Optionally fold the other knee. Right hand should go up and back behind the spine. Wrap the arm around. Spine tall and vertical, so we can gently pull the neck and the head up when you inhale. And then roll the shoulder back and away when you exhale. Also, thigh gently pressing against the belly. Neck turned over the right shoulder. A deep twisting experience of the spine. Gentle neck exercise. Tall spine. Tall spine creates more space between the vertebrae, making more mobility, more fluidity. Disc get more space to move around. Twist a little more and then release. Come back. Switch sides. Left hand should go back. Hit the spine. Arm around and push with the elbow, whichever works for you. Keep the spine tall and vertical. Gently roll the shoulder backwards, thigh pressing against the belly. Very beautiful twisting experience. More and then release. Come back again. Center. And always sit comfortable now, cross-legged, any position with the eyes closed. This is our moment of reflection, reflecting back on our experience of this session today so far. Always trying to kind of recall the entire sequence and looking for any sign of disconnect between the mind, the the breath and the body. You want to always have that sense of harmony between the mind, breath, and the body. Breath is a guide. It kind of bridges the gap between the mind and body. You always say, inhale, do this stretch, exhale, do this stretch. So it's always the guiding factor is the breath. And when we do this stretch, that's when you strike that balance between the mind and body. They should not be out of sync. Swing the hands behind the back, softly hold the right wrist as you exhale, bend forward. Easily. And slowly come back up now. You can release. Lie down on your back for Yoga Nidra. That's always, we will go through our sequence to tighten the body, tense up the muscles, which will help us relax better, deeper. Okay, so if you're comfortable, get up into the half boat. If not, keep the head down, feet down, both down, it doesn't matter. Go through these movements to tighten the body. So keep the legs straight, toes pointing away, arms straight in front. Spread the fingers wide and tight first. Make a fist with the hands, tight. Rotate the wrists in one direction. Pause, other direction. Pause. Keep the fists tight, elbows straight. Work on the facial muscles. Open the mouth. Extend the tongue out and curl it down toward the chin. Eyes open, mouth wide open. Tense up the facial and the neck muscles. Pull the hands away. Squeeze the buttocks tight. Thighs, knees, kneecaps, calf muscles, ankles. Point the toes away. One final effort, engaging every single muscle in the body, toes to head, engaging the muscles into a real tight squeeze now. Squeeze everything, tighter if you can. And let go. Remember, this sequence helps in two ways. One, it develops a deeper sense of awareness of the body, and that awareness helps relax the body now better. Second, when the muscles are tense and tightened up, they will release better, relax better anyway. They need that relaxation. So get into a deeper state of yoga nidra. Spread the feet apart, whatever distance is comfortable. Hands away from the body, palms facing up. Just mentally scan the body from toes to head. Looking for any sign of tightness or fatigue anywhere in the body. And then just sending in a wave of relaxation to any part of the body where you can sense any kind of tightness, fatigue, tension. Mind and body playing a very beautiful role together now to relax the body. And as you relax the body, letting go of any tension or tightness, you can start feeling that subtle heaviness of the limbs on the floor. So feel the subtle heaviness of the feet, legs, knees, thighs, buttocks. Feel the heaviness of the lower back, middle back, upper back, hands, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders. Feel the subtle heaviness of the head and the neck on the floor. Whole body. Try and become aware of the points of contact between the body and the floor. Scan the body with that awareness and also feeling that subtle heaviness of the whole body on the floor. Allow the body to gently sink into the ground. Very deep state of relaxation. And to enjoy the state of relaxation, we'll set the intention that when we're relaxing, thoughts will come up. We know that, but we'll simply acknowledge the presence of the thought. Otherwise, pay no attention. Thoughts will come and go away. And let us enjoy this state for a few more moments now. Just bring the awareness back to the breathing and begin to breathe slightly deeper breaths. Just becoming aware of the rhythm of breathing. Follow the flow at the tip of the nose for a few breaths. Feel the breath going in and out. And now slowly begin to stretch the fingers, curl the toes, stretch the hands, feet, arms and legs. Stretch the arms back overhead, getting a nice stretch. Pull the hands back, toes away, and roll to one side for a moment now. Let's slowly come back up to a sitting position. We had 8 limbs of yoga on the screen, but I never got to that. Started talking of the identity. Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. So maybe we can talk about diet right now. Spend a few minutes. Is that okay? And Sajini, are you okay to talk a little bit about diet? You're around, right, Sajini? You there?
Hi, Subhashi.
Hi.
Hi. Are you talking? Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I don't have any background in nutrition or any kind of diet, but I'll give you my own thoughts, first of all.
Yeah.
And Sajini is she's a nutritionist, certified nutritionist, and you can add your own value to it.
Yeah, I am a health coach, Subhashi, not
Yeah.
like, but
I know you're a health coach, but you have done a lot of study on nutrition. I know that.
yeah.
I will look to you for some guidance, but let me just give you my 2 cents on what, diet is all about. Now, like I said, I have no background, but I did look at it, things, a little bit. So this happened when, this is almost like 20 years ago now. In my blood test, it came out that my cholesterol levels were very high. All right. So my doctor wanted to put me on medication for cholesterol. And I'm not very fond of medicines, basically. I try to avoid medicines as much as possible. Obviously, if I have to, I do it. So at that time, I said, look, let me do some investigation and see what I can do. I told my doctor, I don't want to go on medicine right now. Let me study something. So I started looking at, ways I can change my diet, maybe, which can help. I consulted with a few people. My sister, who lives in Chicago, she's a nutritionist. So she gave some ideas, and I talked with a couple of my friends, and one of my nephews, he's a heart surgeon. Basically talked to these people and came up with a diet plan at that time. So what I decided at that point was that I'm going to 2 major things that I made changes in, 2 major things. One was that I said I'm going to eliminate all fried food from my diet. I didn't say I'm going to cut down. I said I'm going to eliminate fried food. What is fried food? Anything that goes into hot oil and comes out, basically. That's my definition of fried food, right? So I did that. And like I said, it's more than 20 years now. In the Indian system of eating, we have all these fried stuff, samosa, pakora, jalebi, all these things. It's been 20 plus years. I have not touched any one of these things, not once. Total zero. Okay.
Wow, yeah.
What's that?
No, that's great, Sebastian. No, I'm saying that's great. Yeah.
Okay. The second thing I decided to do was to eliminate sweets that I bought from the store. I was very fond of sweets at that time. Okay. So that's the second thing that came out as after all my discussions with my coaches, so to say. Eliminate sweets that I buy from store. If I want to eat sweets, cook it at home and then don't do it yourself. Don't trust anybody else's sweets. I said, okay, I'll do that. So I eliminated sweets from my diet. Only, whatever my wife used to cook, I used to eat that occasionally. I cut down on the frequency of eating that also at home. And then I made other changes, like I used to eat, in terms of Indian food, eat chapatis and sabzi and all that. So I used to eat 3 chapatis. I cut it down to 1. That's it. Not going to have more. I used to have 2 slices of bread in the morning for breakfast, cut it down to 1. So 1 slice of bread in the morning, 1 chapati for lunch, 1 chapati for dinner. That became my diet. And I added more salads, more greens into my diet. One thing I added was flax. Okay, I made flax as a part of my diet, flax seeds. So, my wife would make, the chapati that we make, she would put flax, meal in the atta, in the flour that we made for chapati. And I was baking my own bread. I would put flax in my bread dough. So these changes made a huge difference, big difference. Okay. Within 6 months, I went back to the doctor. My cholesterol levels had dropped way down. Doctor was shocked. She couldn't, this was a female doctor. She couldn't believe that I have been able to do this without any medication. And since then, my cholesterol levels are borderline, what they call borderline, but not high enough to go on medicine. So I'm still not on medication. Okay. But what it did, that whole change of diet, it made immense change in my body, right? I started sleeping better. That's the first thing I noticed. It's very sound sleep. It made me more flexible. When I, in the beginning, when I graduated from my training, from a yoga teacher's training, when I sat down with the legs stretched out in front, my hands would reach up to my knees, not beyond that. That's it. But then slowly, with these diet changes, my flexibility improved. My sleep pattern was the biggest change. I was able to sleep so much sounder and better. Things improved, basically. Everything improved. All right. All I'm saying is, you just have to make changes in your diet, see what works for you. Everyone has a different style of eating, based on your culture, your age, your sex, and everything, but make adjustments. All right. So see what works for you. And Sanjay, you want to add something? Can you add a few words of wisdom?
Sure, Sebastian. Yeah, actually, I have the same experience. Like I was on medication with cholesterol and then asthma and all those things, and I had the issues with. So I'm not on any of those medications anymore. Like when I went back to the doctor, he was like, "What you are doing?" Like because I used to, my cholesterol levels it's not always coming from my food, but more like, my hereditary, everybody had cholesterol, my dad and my mom. But anyways, I just could just bring that back to border level, like you say, and then she took my medicine off. And the same with asthma too, actually. I used to carry Albuterol all the time with me. And allergy, I used to, all through the year, I was on allergy medication because it is not always the season. So it's been like 3 years, I'm not on any of those. And I don't get any seasonal allergies, no asthma, no breathing trouble. And touch wood, I have to say, I haven't even got a cold since maybe it's been 3 years. I don't say I won't get it tomorrow, but that's my story. It's been 3 years.
So what did
I
you
would
do?
say,
What brought all these changes then?
yeah, so yoga, I would say one of the main thing, yoga, meditation, and pranayama. Yoga, the asanas, I am not that great, but meditation, I won't skip. I do it every day, and pranayama too. And then now I am more into asana practice because my body is kind of, I'm trying. And nutrition, you're asking, Subhashi, I did this nutrition course that helped me huge because what I learned was nutrition, like in the school I went, they divided nutrition into two. So that's primary food and secondary food. So secondary food is the food that you eat, like everything going in your mouth, the food, the water, the pills or whatever. And the primary food, they talk about everything else, like your exercise, your spirituality, your relationships,
Wow.
your career, the fun, and all those are primary food. So they say like you should have the balance. If the primary food is not good, it's going to affect the secondary food, because if you're stressed, if your career is not good, you eat more. You go and then, you go to find pleasure, you go to sugar or fried foods or whatever. And so that was an eye-opening thing for me. So kind of you need to just look at your relationship and you have to see what is missing and then work on those areas, like take small steps, and just kind of started seeing like what is that I have to really focus right now. And so take small steps. And that made my eating also better, So and also the bio-individuality, because we all are different. If somebody says, oh, follow this diet, it's good for you, it worked for me, it may not work for you because your body is different. So that was another thing kind of really helped me to figure all this out. So yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. That is so inspiring, And Priya, would you like to add something? Priya, are you there?
Priya just left because she has to drop her daughter to
Okay.
school. Subhashi. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our friends here. Please add your own wisdom, because everyone has some ideas about diet, about what good diet is, what good nutrition is. Everyone has ideas. So share your own thoughts, please. Anybody else online you would like to share, please share your thoughts on good diet and nutrition.
So a few years back, I had some digestion.
What's that?
Few years back, so I had some digestion problems.
Uh-huh.
So I started drinking this wheatgrass in the morning.
I see.
So I used to grow wheatgrass in my backyard in the trays. So fresh wheatgrass and cut it. So I got the omega-3 juicer from Amazon. It was almost like 15 years back. I did for a few years. So I used to grow wheatgrass and in the morning made the juice, the raw juice actually. So you get it in the Jamba juice also in California outside. You don't get anywhere, but I used to make it actually. So that really helped my system completely back to normal.
Wheatgrass.
It really cleaned up the whole system. It's a very powerful cleaning agent. That's what I read. I read many books about the wheatgrass.
I see.
So I'm inspired. So I did that for like 3-4 years.
Very nice.
It really helped me actually.
I'm not aware of that.
They sell it in the shops too.
I see. Anybody else want to share anything?
So, Subhashji, this is Deepak. Just wanted to share one experience. So last year, my cholesterol was high, as you were saying, it was on a borderline. And what change I did primarily was, time to time, I started going on kind of 3-4 days fasting, right? And it was not really a fasting. It was like primarily on a diet of your avocado or nuts or, no carb technically. Just the fruits and then greens.
Mhm.
And this year, my cholesterol has come down heavily.
Wow.
So it's almost 30 point, it came down. So that was the change. And that's the only change I did. I'm not a regular, I don't go for exercise and all that. And this is the reason that I joined yoga, that, now making more changes to probably a lifestyle. But overall, this is the change I noticed.
Very nice. Very good. Thank you for sharing.
And I do this time to time, like a fasting, couple of days of a fasting. Like whenever I find an occasion, for example, in our culture, we have a Navratri, right?
Right.
So I did all 9 days fasting with just this greens.
Wow.
Fasting helps.
Mm.
Basically. Fasting
Fasting
helps.
helps, right.
Yeah.
Diet, portion control is very important, as they say. You overeat. In the yoga, in the Pradipika also, it says 25% you should keep the stomach empty. That helps your digestion, your digestive juices and all that.
And fasting really means, cutting down the carb completely.
Mhm.
My glucose level was heavily down. So everything came down.
So nice. Mm. Anybody else want to share something, please, online? Or anything about diet, nutrition, any ideas you have? Do you have any thoughts?
No, I just felt like cutting down meat really helped. I mean, touch wood, I don't have any of this cholesterol or sugar.
I know.
Yeah,
You're
Too young for
too young for that.
but this 21 days yoga, right? You recommended not to eat meat and all. So I really tried not to, but my brother visited and we had a team dinner or something like that, and I had to eat. I tempted to eat. The next day I regretted. Oh my God, I felt very heavy. The earlier, right, I just eat once a day. That is like that too. I eat half cup of rice only. I cook only half cup of rice, and night I don't eat any rice. I just eat fruits. So when I ate night meat and all, I really felt heavy and all. I was like, no, I'm not going to eat meat. The next 21 days class, yeah, cutting down meat is like really felt really nice to my system.
Good. You're a good eater anyway, looks like.
I really, yeah.
Very nice.
Morning I eat juice, and then you were saying right, wheatgrass powder. So my mom sent me wheatgrass powder courier. So I add that in my juice. It's
Wow.
a vegetable juice I drink every day morning, a big bunch of vegetable
You're
juice.
already on a beautiful
So
diet.
she made it home, the wheatgrass powder.
Oh no, she got it in Amazon. There is organic something. Yeah.
You can get it in Amazon. Amazing Grass is a good brand. I
Oh.
tried like for many years.
Okay.
And you get it in the Whole Foods too.
They make a powder and sell the powder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
dried,
powder.
they make it dry and powder. It's good. I mean, it's not as good as the
Yeah,
fresh
the
juice,
fresh is
but it's okay. It's like 50%.
Okay, good. So thank you, Sajini, for sharing. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your thoughts.
But to spend a lot of time to prepare your meal. We want to eat healthy.
That's
Of
true.
course,
It
you have to
takes
spend
time.
It takes time.
Takes time, and you have to spend time.
Yeah. Nothing.
Otherwise, you spend time going to doctor. It's one of the two. Where do you want to spend time? That's the question.
Yeah, that's true.
You can wait at the doctor's office for an hour for a 5-minute interview, and you can do that, or you can not waste, spend time on cooking and then eat healthy food. Up to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's close the eyes. Sit up straight, nice and tall. Let's recite Om once now. Deep inhalation. Om. Join the palms together. Shanti mantra. Inhale. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritangamaya Shanti Lead me from unreal to the real, darkness to light, from the fear of death to the knowledge of immortality. Peace, peace, peace. Cover the eyes softly, relaxing the eyes. Lift the hands, lift the arms up. Exhale, bending forward. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. I bow down to all my gurus, my teachers. A very special recognition and tribute to our Guru, Sage Patanjali. Step back up. Thank you all. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of the day.